Hello everybody, it's the Worm. Welcome back to Steins Gate. It's a late night for me today, but I wanted to go ahead and continue on. I wanted to start this next chapter. Yes, that's right, we are beginning chapter 3 tonight. Or for you it might be the day. And I have a feeling things are going to be start getting serious here. In the previous episode, we did have a couple ominous things occur. For one, we discovered what the Jellyman term referred to, which is apparently some sort of experiment. A human test subject was somehow sent back to the 1930s and was jellified in the process. So that was definitely, the photo of that was certainly it was quite haunting. And there was also a few moments with the internal dialogue of Rintaro where he seemed to make it pretty clear that there's no turning back from this once we kind of go all in here. And to hammer that point home, he offered or suggested to Karisu for her to leave, because in that instance it would only be him and Daru in trouble, potentially, if something wrong were to occur. She chose to stay with us. Her curiosity seems to be quite genuine in that respect. So, now I guess we've crossed the Rubicon. We have, penetrated deep into CERN's files. Daru says he's taken the appropriate steps to protect ourselves. We're going to have to hope and trust in him that it's true. But yes, we now know we're pretty dang sure that CERN not only has been lying and has been testing for years before now, has actually been able to develop some sort of time travel technology, has moved on to human experimentation with that technology, and seems to actually be focused on world domination using the said technology. And that corroborates what John Titor has said. Pretty closely, too. Specifically, that thing about the Committee of 300 and the idea that they're going to kill off most of humanity, and the remainder they'll just have as a slave class in their utopia. I don't know. It seems weirdly like evil for evil's sake kind of thing. I'm not sure what the ultimate goal is here. Just, hey, we want to rule society, and we're just going to kill off most of humanity just because maybe it's easier to manage. I don't know. I'm not entirely sure how deep we're going to be getting into the this committee or this or CERN in general. We don't have a face for the organization yet. I'm curious if we're ever going to meet a character that represents CERN and the committee, because then that would really inform me on how to really react to some of their decisions here, because currently they're just kind of the faceless evil organization, So, yeah, that's that. Let's go ahead and continue on. Let's see how the gang react to what they've discovered and deal with what comes next. Okay, the ticking of the clock is like a hammer inside my head. It's past 2 a.m. The window is closed and the lab is silent, but for the humming of the computer. We stare at the gruesome image displayed on the monitor, speechless. I was right. We're in too deep. I half expect guys in black suits and sunglasses to kick down the door and drag us off to a secret military prison. Better make sure the door's locked.
なんだこれ
Daru breaks the silence with a disbelieving whisper.
ゼリーマンってゲル化したってこと
Upon hearing the familiar word jellified, I reflexively look at the bunch of bananas placed next to the computer. There's only one banana left. We didn't have a single successful experiment today, so none of them were jellified. But I don't think this is a mere coincidence. The jellified bananas produced by the phone wave name subject to change, and the jellified corpses produced by CERN's experiments. Corpses? Plural? I did see... We got the one, the man that appeared in the 1930s? I might have missed something. I mean, presumably if they are moving... One, if they're an evil organization, and two, if they're at the human experimentation stage, then yes, I suppose there would be multiple occurrences, but I don't recall seeing that, but okay. They seem identical in nature.
人体実験
Chrisu speaks calmly, despite her grim expression. She doesn't even avert her eyes from the gruesome image.
しかも完全ではないけどタイムトラベルを成功させてるってことになるわね。
I'm still in shock, so I don't quite grasp the meaning of Chrisu's words.
この新聞記事、1921年のニューヨークタイムズよ。
Oh, I said 30s. 20s. Okay. I don't know why I got that mixed up in my head.
およそ90年前か
見て。
Chrisu points to the part of the black and white photograph, her finger shaking slightly. The jellified corpse of a man. She's pointing to his shoulder, which has writing on it. Oh, here. Well, I'll be. Look at that. SERN 213542? And maybe a 3? That seems quite blatant. Okay. Perhaps it was printed on his clothes. It's fused into, or onto, the jellified body. But you could somehow manage to read it.
セルつまりセルンは LHC を使ったタイムトラベル実験で人間を1921年へと送り込んだ
Apparently.
生きたままというのは失敗したみたいだけどね。
ゼリーマンズレポートはこれだけかいや、まだ結構ある。全部で14人分かなもしもゼリーマンという言葉がゲル化した人間を意味するならその数だけ人体実験の犠牲者がいるということか
You know, I think I'm still confused. And I think it's alright to be confused, because we've not actually... Well, we've had John Tidor talk about it. But I'm still confused if whether or not we're doing a single timeline, or whether we're doing... What are the correct terms for this? You know, branches. Like a tree. Because the implications, you know, suddenly sending people back and them getting jellified. Is it the scenario where that action causes a new branch, a new timeline, or is it what John Titor was talking about, where now that's a divergence, but it's still a single timeline, it's just reality shifts to compensate that or something. I'm still confused by what John Titor said in those series of posts, where it was like, someone from the future gets sent to the present, and that present changes the past, and it's just still confusing. Because I'm trying to think. Because that was in a New York Times newspaper, a jellified person. You'd think, and yet, none of these people have. I mean, that's how big a news story would that be in reality if they found someone. Well, no, not someone. 14 people, I guess, who were found. Well, at least one guy was fused into a wall, but jellified. I mean, people would start to put. You'd think by the 14th one, people would start being able to put it together that some kind of phenomenon was occurring here. And so obviously that would greatly, or at least I would think that would, maybe not greatly, but it would start to affect the timeline. Of course, it definitely informs CERN of their experiments, but wouldn't there be bigger changes than that? I don't know. I'll admit that sometimes the complexities here can escape me, so I think I just need to keep going, and I'll probably get more information. I swallow hard. I'm awfully thirsty. I better go get a Dr. P. Yeah, I take a cold Dr. P out of the fridge and wet my throat. I gotta admit, Dr. P, not really my thing, but, to each their own.
他のも見せてくれ。
Daru pulls up another report. Without being told to, Kurusu begins translating out loud.
ゼリーマンズレポート9
2001. So it's quite a range here.
被験者ダン・ストレイスキー26歳出身カナダ Z プログラム4実験日2004年9月6日14時10分実験結果エラーヒューマンイズデッドミスマッチ新聞記事の切り抜きの方はこれフランス語ね私も読めない
2001年1月31日というのを読み取れる
場所はフランスのポーかな
2001. That's fairly recent. A pretty big difference from James McCarthy, who jumped nearly 90 years back to 1921. Daru calls up a machine translation and giving us the following. January 31st, 2001. Collapsed male corpse discovered in forest outside of Pau, France. Its left foot was fused to a tree trunk, and the body had jellified. Daru goes to the next report.
ゼリーマンズレポート8
India.
被験者リンダ・ヒル25歳出身イギリス Z プログラム4実験日2004年2月15日13時45分実験結果エラーヒューマンイズデッドミスマッチ 1972年10月2日、インドタミルナードゥ州のダルマプリの路上でゼリー状になった女性の遺体発見。遺体は放置された後で車にひかれた跡があり、下半身は損壊していた。
Daughter goes to the next page.
ゼリーマンズレポート7。被験者ミハイル・ラング33歳、出身ドイツ。 Z プログラム4、実験日2002年10月8日13時28分。実験結果エラー、ヒューマンイズデッド、ミスマッチ。
The article clipping is written in Japanese. Looks like a pre-war newspaper. May 24th, 1936. The corpse of what is believed to be a jellified human was discovered at the base of Mount Hiei in Kyoto. It was in a damaged state, possibly from having slid down the slope. It even happened in Japan? I've never heard of this story before. It was pre-war, though, so I guess someone born in the 90s like me would have no way of knowing about it. Next page. The picture shows a beach. Beautiful, but for the jellyfish-like body lying on the sand. It must have washed ashore.
ゼリーマンズレポート6。被験者マーク・ヒューズ30歳、出身アメリカ。 Z プログラム4、実験日2002年8月23日12時52分。実験結果エラー、ヒューマンイズデッド、ミスマッチ。1985年7月1日、フェロー諸島ストレイモイ島の海岸に奇妙な物体が流れ着いた。それは成人男性のようにも見えるが、クラゲのようなブヨブヨの物体であり、生きてはいない。島の住人たちの間では半魚人の死骸ではないかという噂も。肩と見られる場所にはセルンという刻印があったが、セルンは関与を否定している。
まだ見る？
もう十分だ。
There are 14 of these people.
発見場所が世界中に散らばっている。この結果からどんな解が導き出せるのかしら。
その場所へ送り込もうとしたのだろう。
そうは思えない。無計画すぎる。
カーブラックホールが得意点をどうたらってあったけど、それが原因じゃ。
超重力による無限圧縮およびカーブラックホール内の得意点通過に耐えられなかったと思われる。そう書いてあった。
カーブラックホールって普通のブラックホールとなんか違うん？
理論上存在を予言されているブラックホールよ。中心の得意点が回転しているという特徴がある。実在することはまだ証明されていないし、証明しようもないけど。
Care black hole. Where have I heard that term before?
そうか。ジョン・タイター。
Titor said his time machine used Care black holes.
タイターはこう言っていた。2034年にセルンによってタイムマシン開発は成功したと。そしてタイター自身は2036年からやってきたと。
It makes sense for Titor and CERN to be using the same time travel technology. Chrisu closes her eyes deep in thought.
カーブラックホールを作るなんて、そんなのむちゃくちゃよ。下手したら地球ごと飲み込まれかねないような行為よ。そもそもカーブラックホールは仮説であって。
タイターの予言は現実であり、身うつべに出ていた LHC 実験における最悪の予想図もほぼ事実になりつつあるということだ。
YouTube, a popular video sharing website. Quite.
タイターの予言は知らんけど、ミューツベで問題の動画見たことある。2、3年前に話題になってたよな。
I'm pretty sure. Well, this is probably a CG mock-up of an LHC-generated mini black hole swallowing the Earth went viral on a global scale when it was uploaded to YouTube. This is probably a reference to a real thing, but if it is, I've not seen it, and I would rather not see it, probably. So I am not going to look for that.
ブラックホール内部は尋常じゃない重力なの。そこを通れば確かに時間移動は可能かもしれないけど、生身の人間が通り抜けられるわけがない。
だからこそゼリーマン化しているというべきだろう。
ゼリーマンどころか素粒子レベルまで分解される。それがブラックホール。
議論するよりタイムマシンについての資料を漁った方が早いんじゃね？
Daughter's already. Sorry. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, daughter's already started pulling up the documents. I'm suddenly afraid. Yeah. Is it okay to keep hacking CERN like this? Should I stop him? I'm the one who asked him to do it, but things have gotten serious now. But at the same time, irresistible curiosity wells up inside me. Time travel is becoming a reality. I want to know that it's true, and I can't stop now. Okay.
あった。 Z プログラムの中にタイムトラベル理論について解説してるファイルがある。
随分あっさり見つかるわね。セルンにしては脇が甘すぎる。
セルンが甘いんじゃなくて僕がすごいっつうか。
ダルは俺のマイフェイバリットライトアームであり、
スーパーハッカーだっけ？
ハッカー？
それでクリスティーナ、なんと書いてある？
This is in English too, so I have no choice but to rely on my assistant.
ちょっと読む時間をくれない？
Chris's eyes dart left and right across the lines. Her earlier reluctance has vanished. It looks like she's as curious as I am.
嘘。これ本当に？タイターって何者なのよ？
何をブツブツ言っている？何が書かれているのか教えてくれ。
なんかはめられたような気がしてならない。
どういう意味だ？
ほぼ一緒なのよ。ジョン・タイターが語った理論の内容と。
I know that at one point Rentaro suggested that Chrisu might be someone on that channel. Because did we tell her precisely what Titor's theory was? Maybe we did, and I'm just forgetting. But if we didn't, then this would be a piece of evidence for that. That would mean she was reading along too.
ざっと説明すると、LHC によって陽子を高速の 99.999991% まで加速して正面衝突させるの。そうすると10のマイナス24乗キログラムの質量を10のマイナス19乗メートルっていうとても狭い範囲に圧縮して押し込むことができる。
日本語で OK、 産業で。
すごく狭い場所、すごく小さい質量、無理やりねじ込む。
Perfect. No? Okay, guess not. That explanation's too vague.
その説明はエロすぎだろ上皇。
Or that.
は？どこが？
Ah. I see.
どうエロいのよ。
Well, that was interesting. The audio got cut off when I looked up here, and then when I went back, it continued. That's nice.
芦田の変態
You know, I gotta thank you, Daru. I was feeling pretty tense just a second ago, but you've you've brought the you've improved my mood. I'll say that much.
そういうマキセ氏もなかなかの妄想能力の高さじゃね？
一緒にすんな
Her blushing cheeks makes her denial less than effective.
アホは相手にするなクリスティーナ。続きを。
何の話だったっけ？
無理やりねじ込む話。
容姿の圧縮の話だ。
その圧縮が成功するとミクロ得意点ができるんだけど。
ミクロ得意点？ミニブラックホールじゃなくて？
意味はほとんど同じだ。得意点はいわばブラックホールの中心だからな。
このミクロ得意点が2つあるブラックホールを作るのよ。
A black hole with two cores? Like a cowlick with two hairs? No, I don't think that's it.
擬人化希望。
はいはい。ミクちゃんとクロちゃんでいいか？
姉妹とか燃えるぜ、はあはあ。
ミクちゃんとクロちゃんは電子を与えると自由に操れるようになるのよ。
電気ショックで拷問か。それなんてエロゲ？
Eroge, short for erotic game, games with erotic content. Yes, quite.
操作できるようになった2人を超高速回転させるの。すると理論的にミクちゃんとクロちゃんは2人とも魔法少女リング上得意点に変身する。
変身バンクですね。わかります。
Transformation scene refers to the transformation sequences seen in Henshin Hero and Magical Girl anime. Since transformation scenes are often used in nearly every episode, their animation is done independently in advance. As a result, the production quality is often higher than that of the rest of the anime. Well, it looks like these two have found a common wavelength.
これでカーブラックホール効果が生まれることになる。
そもそもカーブラックホールって何ぞ？さっき回転しているって言ってたけど。
そのままの意味。
でもブラックホールって普通回転してんじゃね？穴に向かって渦巻いてるじゃん。
その回転してるように見える部分はブラックホールに吸い込まれつつある周囲の物質でしかない。普通のブラックホールは超質量により重力崩壊を起こした中心点があるだけ。そこに向かってあらゆるものが落ちていってるの。それは点っていうぐらいだから回転はしてない。一方のカーブラックホールはさっき言った通り中心が点じゃなくてリング状なのよ。ミクちゃんとクロちゃんは普通の人間ではありえないことに魔法を少女化すると心臓が体内でぐるぐるとリング状に回転してるって考えて。
グロは勘弁だお。
助手よ、お前はさっきこう言ったな。カーブラックホールは実在したとしても証明しようがないと。それはどういう意味だ？
ブラックホールにはイベントホライゾンというものがある。
Event horizon, also known as the Schwarzschild surface. In a black hole, there exists a point beyond which even light can no longer escape the black hole's immense gravity. This boundary is called the event horizon. Because light and other electromagnetic waves are responsible for conveying information, Nothing that occurs within the event horizon can be observed from the outside. That is the reason why black holes appear black. No light can escape from the center.
この内側に入ると時間と空間の役割が入れ替わってしまうわけで、
時間と空間の役割が入れ替わる。
私たちは今空間を自由に移動できるけど、時間を1分過去に戻すことはできない。それが入れ替わるのよ。イベントホライゾンの向こう側だと空間の移動は不可能になり、逆に時間を移動可能になる。
I can't even imagine what that's like.
空間の移動が不可能だからブラックホールからの再脱出はできないと言える。例えば岡部がブラックホールに突入した場合に体験するのは永遠に引き延ばされた時間なの。光が再脱出不可能ということは、人の目にはどうやったってイベントホライゾンの向こう側は見ることができない。観測も証明も不可能。ただし例外もある。タイムトラベルにカーブラックホールを使う場合、この例外こそが重要なのよ。
もったいぶらずに教えてもらおうか。
カーブラックホールは特異点。中心が回転してるわけだから核運動量が存在する。
だから日本語でオケだって。
中心点が回転してるってさっき説明したでしょ。その回転運動量って思えばいい。ミクちゃんとクロちゃんに電子を与え続けると自由に操ることができるわけだけど、カーブラックホールの特徴は核運動量が質量を上回るとイベントホライゾンがなくなって特異点が裸の状態になること。
Naked singularity. A singularity is usually concealed by its event horizon, which renders observation impossible. A naked singularity, however, is a singularity whose event horizon has been removed, and, as a result, it can be observed and even traveled through. The existence of naked singularities is purely theoretical.
裸だと？魔法少女のコスチュームは露出度高えというわけですな。これアニメ化まだ？
Chris and I ignore Daru's delusions.
裸になることで観測不可能だったものが観測可能になるわけか。
イベントホライゾンがなくなることで時間と空間の役割が入れ替わる必要はなくなった。裸の特異点に向けてその入れ替わりを回避して突入できるようになる。そして裸の特異点の存在は一般相対性理論と因果率を破綻させるわ。宇宙の法則が乱れるのよ。
そんなもの存在できるのか。
The negation of the theory of relativity and the principle of causality means serious paradoxes can occur. Didn't Chrisu say that earlier?
これまでも存在する可能性は高いと予測されていた。矛盾するようだけど証明はされてる。因果率が破綻してるわけだから、その裸の特異点に突入すれば過去へ遡ることができる。
John Titor said the same thing. So, Titor's time machine is using CERN's technology. But Titor's time machine was compact, small enough to fit into a car. The LHC is 27 kilometers long, but they managed to get it down to travel size in just 24 years.
わからないのは特異点に電子を注入する部分ね。見て、この LHC の写真だけど、陽子衝突地点に妙な機器が設置されてる。リフターっていう名前で呼ばれてるみたいだけど、一体何のことだか。
ダル、聞いたことは？
リフターさっきの Z プログラムにもちらっと出てきたよな。ググってみる？
Daru opens up a browser window and enters lifter into a search engine.
おお、ヒットしてるし。
About 422,000 results.
こんなに？ 機密でも何でもないのかな。
もしかしてこれじゃないか。イオンクラフト。
イオン、つまり電荷を持った原子や分子のことね。意味としては一致する。
We click on a link that says Ionocraft Lifter. Yeah, it takes us to a video. Looks like some dim garage. But it doesn't seem like anything secretive, just a garage like you'd see in an average American home. At the center of the screen is a triangular shape of some kind of metal. It looks about 10 centimeters high and about 30 centimeters wide. It's connected to some sort of generator by a thin wire. Looks like some really cheap equipment. That's all there is. Nothing else. After explaining something in some language I don't understand, Russian maybe, the person filming the video slowly turns the power on. And then
あ、浮いた。
the silvery triangle floats soundlessly into the air. Then it remains stationary.
反重力装置だと。
そんなのあるわけない。あったら世紀の大発見よ。イオンクラフトっていうぐらいだから、この場合帯電した空気と電極が関係してるんだと思う。
Chris doesn't sound as confident as he usually does. We look up information on the Ionocraft lifter. Lots of sites have detailed instructions on how to make lifters, but I don't know how they work since the sites all give conflicting theories.
そのリフターにセルンが目をつけた。そしてタイムトラベルに必要な装置として組み込んでいる。ミクロ特異点の質量や重力場を操作できるとなれば、やはりこれは反重力装置ということだろう。
まあそういう限定的条件に当てはめるなら間違いじゃないかもしれないけど。
Incredible. My curiosity is growing more by the second.
でもセルンはこのリフターの調整に苦労してるみたいね。ミクロ特異点の重力調整がうまくできていない。だから完全な裸の特異点を作れていない。
そのせいで被験者がゼリーマンになっていると見るべきだな。
Chris nods.
裸の特異点が作れていないなら、つまり被験者はブラックホールに放り込まれるのと同じだから、突入するだけで凄まじい質量によって押しつぶされるに決まってる。その結果、あらゆる物質がフラクタル構造になってしまったという仮説を提示してみる。実際はどうなってるのかさっぱり。調べるだけで何ヶ月もかかりそう。
Chrissy shrugs her shoulders in resignation.
リフターはまだ未完成か。
If Titor is telling the truth, then CERN will complete their time machine for another 24 years.
つまり俺たちが先に電話レンジカッコ仮を完成させればセルンを出し抜くことも可能というわけだ。
規模が全然違う。それにセルンでさえ完成させていないのにあんたにできるわけないでしょ。
Well, they were able to do it with a dang microwave already, Chris. So, yes, they don't know exactly how they did it, but they're somehow on the right track.
これは簡単に解決できる問題じゃない。そもそも時間移動調整や時間跳躍後の場所指定の問題もセルンは解決できてないし、ジェリーマンの発見時期や発見場所がバラバラなのも納得だわ。例えば地の底とか宇宙空間とかに放り出されたゼリーマンもいるかもしれない。見つかってるゼリーマン以外にもね。というかその可能性は限りなく 100% に近い。
So, but they only... You'd think we'd find more reports, though. You know, we found 14. I guess those were only reports of those that were found, not a complete record of all of them, I guess is what she's supposing here. Which I guess that could be.
地球から何万キロも離れた宇宙空間に放り出されたらタイムトラベルしても無意味。全く実用的じゃないわ。
可変重力ロックシステムというようなものがあるとタイターは言っていた。それによって地球の重力を捉え、必ず地球がある場所に到着できるようになると。
タイタンの説明はその点については曖昧だわ。そういう機会があるというだけじゃ説明にはならない。
でも時間移動したら同じ場所に出るだけじゃないの？
Nope. Because the Earth is moving.
出るわけないでしょ。
なんで？
地球は常に動き続けているからだ。
Hold that thought. Faris. Hello. Have you bought Phantasm's debut single, Nya? It's the theme song for Rainek Kakeru, so it's really popular. Faris bought 5 copies, Nya. It's my duty as a Rainetter. Anyway, there's an important secret hidden in Phantasm's songs. The key to unlocking it is... Oops, the bell's ringing, Nya. Looks like someone's here. Better go see who it is. Let's ask about the secret. I'm aware they are said to contain directions to the sanctuary as well as prophecies regarding the end of the world, isn't that right? There we go.
そう、自転と公転。地球の自転速度は時速にしてだいたい1650キロ。公転速度は時速で考えるとおよそ11万4000キロ。1時間前にいた座標から私たちはそれだけ離れることになる。
おお、そう考えると僕たちってテラハヤス。
それだけじゃない。地球を含む太陽系はミルキーウェイに属してる。ミルキーウェイは渦を巻いているところからわかる通り回転してるのよ。諸説あるけど、だいたい1日に5000万キロぐらい地球が移動する速さでね。
How could she roll all those numbers so smoothly off her tongue? I get that she's a genius, but it's hardly common knowledge. Has she been doing research on the topic?
なんかもうスケールが途方もないぞな。
Yeah. Yeah, I'd say that's right.
ついでに言うと、ミルキーウェイを含む複数の銀河で銀河群が形成されているし、さらに上のグループとして超銀河団っていうのもある。
Yeah, isn't it just called the local cluster or something like that?
それらの銀河群も超銀河団も動いているかもしれないわけ。そうなるとさらに飛躍的に私たちの移動距離は伸びる。いずれにせよ、ほんの1秒前に飛ぼうとするだけでも膨大な局所場指定の計算が必要になるのよ。手動じゃ無理だし、同じ場所に移動しようと思ったらスパコンで計算したって解が出るまでに何年かかるか。
ならば仕方あるまい。タイタンを探し出し、その可変重力システムを借りようではないか。
I feel like CERN may have started human trials too early.
それは明暗ね。せいぜい頑張って。
Well, you know, Krisu, apparently our boy, Rintaro, has actually been texting or emailing with Taitor, so that might not be a far off idea.
この問題についてセルンはどうしようとしてるのかな。
After blowing me off, Krisu goes back to reading CERN's documents. Daru and I aren't good with English, so there's nothing we can do but let her work. I think I'm gonna call it. Yeah, let's call it here. There's kind of a natural break in that scene. I don't know if I was showing it, but this was a pretty dang stressful episode. I mentioned it a few episodes back. I talked about how, I think it was right at the end of the first chapter, or maybe I can't remember. I remember it was a bit of a shorter episode because it was a new chapter had just started, and I didn't want to start a whole new scene. In that episode, I talked a bit about how I'm very the idea of time travel and that sort of thing. It makes me very uncomfortable, and I guess it's not just time travel. Well, who am I kidding? There's tons of stuff that make you uncomfortable. I don't know why I'm saying it like it's a singular thing. Yes, the idea of time travel makes me uncomfortable, but not just that. Black holes, what Daru just said there, the whole ludicrous scale of the universe. I can recall learning about those sorts of things in high school, and some people find it fascinating, or they're humbled, or all those, you could react to it in a myriad of ways. But for me, it's I just feel very uncomfortable. It just, I almost feel queasy, like almost sick to my stomach when I hear stuff like that. And so, I'm a part of me is hoping we don't get a lot more of that, but I'm a bit worried that we might. I'm hoping we kind of move on, and then we're going to get to kind of the minutia of the time travel rather than the what are the right terms to use here? The big stuff. But talking about, branches of timelines and, what changed what, it still makes me uncomfortable, but it's less uncomfortable than the kind of huge implications behind it. I don't know if that made sense. Yeah, black holes in particular, I don't even like thinking about them. I don't... So, yeah, I'm gonna... Boy, I probably shouldn't have done this before going to bed. I feel like I could get nightmares about this stuff. Okay, I'm gonna stop here and try to cool off. Hope you're all doing well, and I hope you'll join me next time for more Steins Gate as we dive deeper into uncharted territory. All right, bye-bye.